Alright guys, we are back today with the Maverick and we are already back for our first oil change. So the truck has about 1,100 miles on it and I just like to get that first oil change done early and out of the way just to get rid of all that engine breakdown out of there, out of the oil pan. A lot of people don't replace the oil, they just kind of go right up to the 5,000 or 7,000 mark, which I really think is not a bad thing, but for me in particular, I am more particular about this type of stuff, so we're going to go ahead and do a 1,100 mile oil change on the Maverick. It's going to be a step-by-step. I'm going to kind of show you on this one. Now, this one is the FX4 package, so it's got the metal skid plates down below, so it might be a little bit different than the felt skid plate, but this one's going to be specifically for the FX4 package, as you can see there. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we have here as far as our materials and tools go, we have 6 quarts of this 5W20 Motorcraft oil. It is obviously the synthetic blend, so I do believe this is good for about 7,500 miles. We'll probably just make it 5K intervals from here on out. Like I said, we do have 6 quarts here. The truck calls for 5.5 quarts, so we will have a little bit of oil left over, which is okay. And then here's our Motorcraft filter right here. There's your part number if you can't find it anywhere else. Here's the part number. Obviously, you're going to need that to remove the filter. And if you like your life and your sanity, you're going to want an impact or a drill or a power drill or whatever. So also coming to the tools, we do have a T27 Torx bit and a 13 mil. So we're going to go ahead and get the truck up on the ramps here and we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, now that we do have the truck up on the ramps here, and if you don't have a set of ramps and doing this oil change, it might be virtually impossible to do. So maybe go get a set of those if you're going to do your own oil, or just take it to the garage. Nonetheless, we do have it up on the ramp, so we're going to get under it here. And we're going to locate these 4 T27 bolts. So we do have 4 right there, as you can see, those black heads right there. We also have 4 right here. We're just going to take these 4 off, though, not the ones in the front. This kind of acts as like a keeper for this to rest on, so I'm sure we could take this all off, but we're not going to do that just for the ease of this video. But like I said, we're going to take these 4 T27s off, as you can see. Just like so, and after we get those off, we're going to go ahead and take our 13 mil and go around the skid plate and get the rest of it off. As you can see, there's a few scattered throughout. So, looks like to be either about 10 or so to get off. But, yeah, looking at it, this is your FX4 skid plate, just a metal piece. That's, I mean, you really get a good value with the FX4 package, but that's neither here or there. So, and that air duct right there is for your PTU unit as well. That's like a cooler vent for to cool that down. So, that's what that is. And we'll go ahead and get started here. All right, that should be a good view for you. I was going to put it in a time lapse, but I think for the purposes of this video, you might gain more information from it anyway. So, if not, fast forward ahead. Take that off. Wow, those boys down in Mexico really put those on. Well, I will be back. I'm going to go break these all off. I mean, we have a fully charged impact gun. No idea how that's not working. Someone was having a bad day. So, it's apparently 1920 again. We're going to... Wow, those were super tight. So, you might want to bargain for that as well. There is no reason why those should be that tight. Absolutely no reason. So, what we ended up finding here is Loctited bolts. These things were Loctited into the threads. And I have no idea why. Here you go. Here's your Loctite for you. It's on every single thread for these skid plates, for your FX4 package. I am pissed. I just don't understand it. I would love to know the reason why you need to Loctite your skid plate bolts on a serviceable part like this. I just don't see this. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rip this off. All you do is see this nub, it slides forward, it comes out. Just like that. I'm gonna get under it and shake it a little bit. And it looks like I actually missed a bolt right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and crank this one off. Thought I could take that off the impact gun, but I mean, like I said, these are lock threaded in pretty much all the way. I don't understand. Now we have a exposed underbody. Like I said, there's your Loctite. So that being said, you do remove this. I'll come up and show you guys what this skid plate looks like. But yeah, we do have a exposed underbelly. And so looking at the FX4 skid plate, as you can see, it's a little bit dampened here with some insulation, heat insulation type stuff. So there's that. And we'll crawl under here. Obviously now, before we go any further, we're gonna go ahead and go into the truck. Like I said, this is kind of a step-by-step. So open the hood is 1, 2. No more hood latch handles under the hood. You just have to hit that twice. We'll go ahead and lift this up. We'll prop the hood up, which is actually nice. It's an aluminum hood. So looking up under the hood here now, we do have the 2-liter EcoBoost in its glory. So we're going to go ahead and crack this oil cap right here. Let that kind of vent a little bit. And then looking at the oil from the factory, it's virtually new oil, but we're more concerned about the stuff sitting on the bottom of the pan there. So go ahead and try that out. Get back under here. All right, so now that we're getting back under the truck, we're going to need a 15 mil wrench right here. That'll take our oil drain plug off. As you can see, we have the pan right there, ready to go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and if it's anything like what we just took off a minute ago, I might need a hammer. Now, nope. So, try to pull this back a little bit. All right. It's pretty dark oil, actually. So we're gonna go ahead and let this drain out. And while the rest of this oil is draining off, I'm gonna go ahead and take the filter off. I'm not gonna show it. It's quite simple, guys. I mean, it's taking an oil filter off. I'm gonna have to probably navigate this little tray we did not remove, but so we'll probably get a little bit of oil drippage, but I'm not too worried. I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off and pop the new one back on real fast. All right, so we just kind of made one big mistake here in all this, which honestly is it's just gonna waste more time more than anything. So before you guys get down here with your oil filter removal tool, you're gonna wanna go ahead and get one that has a socket fitting on the end of it, because there's no way to get this filter off. It's just not gonna work. There's not enough angle or anything. It's too awkward. There's no way. So we're gonna head to go to the store, get the adapter. So we'll put the wrench up there and just crank it off like that. I can't even hand twist it because these are from the factory. They just crank these things on. So we'll be back in a little bit. We'll go ahead and get the tool and get this thing off. So we are back here. This is what we need. This is what we ended up needing. If you want to take the size down, 76 mil with 14 flute adapter right here. So yeah, we're gonna put this on our ratchet and we're gonna take the other one off. So, but this is what you need to get the oil filter off the bottom. Well, I don't know why this isn't working with the, this works with the other one, so. So we got the new oil filter all primed up. Go ahead and spin it back on. All right, so I finally got the skid plates from hell put back on this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the little flashlight test. I always like seeing these. Sometimes you see flakes, sometimes you don't. I did it. In this case, I saw no flakes, but there's the old oil there. So like I said, there's the old filter as you saw. I had to kind of break it off. That had a totally different fitting than the one that we put on. So that was super annoying. So we're gonna go ahead and add the oil now. And we're pretty much wrapped up here, but I do have some choice things to talk about at the end of this video. So this should take about 5.5 quarts when we're all said and done. So like I said, we'll have about one more of these quart jugs right here with about half left. I pretty much got all the oil dumping. We're gonna go ahead and check the dipstick here now and see what it looks like. Nice, simple, straight dipstick, just sticks right down in there. So we are right there. We're a little right under there on the fill line. So go ahead and fill a little bit more in there, then we'll roll it off the ramps and start it up and double check it again. But you get the point. This is putting oil in the truck, doing an oil change on it. What I thought was going to be just probably an hour job turned into the rest of the night, between going to the store to get the right parts and trying to get that filter off, dealing with the Loctite that was on those bolts for the skid plate. So all that just added way too much unnecessary time. And we were right up on the full line there. So we'll roll it off, start it up. And I'm going to show you guys how to reset the oil light as well in this video. Kind of like a full service type thing here. Just if you stayed here long enough, you now know how to reset the oil light, which is actually a great procedure compared to the older Ford vehicles. So let's go ahead and get this done. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn the key on first of all. Make sure everything gets a moment to boot up. Go to settings, vehicle, oil life. As you can see, we'll just hold it down to reset, and we are back to 100. So we were at 92, but like I said, we want to get that first one out of the way. First startup here. Take it off the ramps. Turn this parking brake off, because when you go on an incline, it actually turns the parking brake on automatically. So let's roll it down. As you can see, you're all good to go. So guys, that was the oil change procedure on the Maverick. Hope you enjoyed. Give a little run. All sounds good. So, like I said, I know it's probably one of the first few videos of this thing, and it did not go the way I wanted it to. So, but anyways, there it is, guys. Ford Maverick. Thanks for watching. All right, so here we are at the end of the video, guys. It's the end of the night, quite literally. I mean, I've been in here for the last few hours messing with this thing, and a few things I did not take into consideration when buying this truck. The FX4 package adds those metal skid plates. They're heavy. If you don't have a lift to do this, it's a heavy, awkward material to move around under the truck. So keep that in mind. On the Maverick I currently have on order, like I said, I didn't order this one. I'm changing my package. I'm not getting the FX4 now. So with that being said, that right there was a main reason I'm not going to get the FX4. I know it may sound silly, but that right there broke my back. With the Loctite, I don't know what that was all about. I don't know if somebody was playing games. If that's just what they tell you to do from the factory to Loctite the skid plates, I don't know why. Because I was torquing on it. I was under there trying to crank those things off. I mean, I was under there for 10 minutes cranking those things off with my hand. My impact couldn't get them off, and they were just, the whole threads, as you saw, they were all Loctited on there. So there that goes, and obviously getting the oil filter off, I couldn't just use the regular tool that we had. The oil filter was a total different shape from the one from the factory. So yeah, I had to kind of break that off as well. It all added time. So keep that in consideration, guys, when you're doing your first oil change, especially if you have an FX4. You might want to take it to the dealer just for that first initial change. I wish maybe I would have known that. This is why I don't do my own oil. This is probably the third or fourth time I've actually done oil on a car. I figured the video would be cool to have out there. I hope it comes together well. I hope you get the point from what I'm trying to put together here. We did an oil change on the truck. It is successful. We got it done, but there were just a few little things that kind of hindered us, and you know, it was a nuisance. So with that all being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you out. As usual, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you all later.